Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and once again it's time for another full body workout. And if you guys would please remember to click like down below, I would greatly appreciate it, and drop me a comment. Thank you so much. Let's get over into the training. Really good workout today. Super happy with it. I did kind of say I was really thinking of going back and messing with just high bar squats for a bit. And I did, and I got a reasonably easy triple with 405. Second and third rep a little deeper. Of course, whenever I show the front versus the side, it looks totally different, right? So that third rep, people will look at that and go, oh, you barely reached up. If I show it from the side, it'll be like 3 inches below parallel. I've done that before with the cameras. People go, oh, never mind, we're sorry. So did 405 for a triple there. Then I did a back down with 315. So as you guys know, I'm doing about 2 work sets on all my important lifts. I'm not really doing isolation work for now. I think I'm just going to isolate triceps a little. I decided to do that today because of, again, the whole history with my biceps not necessarily getting bigger from curls. They've been their biggest when I didn't do any. Plus, I feel like the curl overuse and supine overuse did contribute to the shoulder mobility problems and the old impingement I had. Until I can overhead press again, I am really considering just kind of chilling off of all that, letting overhand grip pull-ups and rows handle all that, but I will double down on some tricep work. But I'm doing 2 work sets for each exercise. We're getting about, not counting the tricep iso work, I guess. I'm shooting for about 12 sets of muscle group outside of the conditioning and GPP. But these are hard sets. And I think people will notice when we get to the bench in a minute. I did 17 reps with 225 on the second set. So again, I like to do my big 3. My only really heavy work right now is my big 3. Okay. So, I did 405 for the high bar squat, then we do back down. So it is kind of just one hard set per workout, but we do the big 3, all 3 workouts, and everything else is just straight focusing on just hypertrophy and just building everything top to bottom. I'm focusing on just barbell movements with pull-ups. And I may do the reverse hyper with all my jumping and stuff on GPP days. Like yesterday, we did do GPP work, which is general physical preparedness, which you guys saw. I did box jumps, weighted carries, farmer's walks, my sled work. I feel like those can all be on their own day. I feel like my lifting days, I want to just get straight to recovering from lifting. I don't feel like doing any more conditioning on my lifting days. I want to and it's helping for me to take that mindset. I'm getting stronger again while staying at the same body weight, so we're recomping. So I did 315 for 4 pause reps. We're keeping these pretty much flat heeled, very modest arch. So you guys notice I have a long range of motion. All right, I'm trying to hit PRs with the 225. I've gotten to 16, which was a PR. I got a PR today. I got 17 today. So really happy with that. And notice these are strict, okay? Notice we're pausing most of the reps. My heels are flat, very modest arch, long range of motion. Okay, that was a touch and go there. A couple of them are touch and go, but some people would count it as pause. Some of them that would be a meet legal, but by and large, I'm trying to pause most of the reps, but I start getting kind of fatigued in there. You guys see what I'm doing. I got 17 though, and the last one I paused it. Right, really good. So I'm just trying to get good quality reps. My goal, I'd like to get to 20. Like to get to 20. I want to get back to a 365 bench. I hit a 350 with a 2-second pause earlier this year. I had someone mention that. They're like, oh, how come your rep work doesn't match your maxes? But it does. What are you talking about? Like I benched 315 for sets of 4 as my best sets, and I pulled 3 and I benched 350 earlier this year. That math's out just about perfect. All right, deadlifts, we did really good. I haven't pulled 6 reps with 500 in a while. This tells us how the conditioning and recovery are doing. Because the best I've hit is 5, and I've only done it once recently. I got 6 reps with 500 today. After squatting and benching, after that bench PR. We're coming up on that 49th birthday. Got gray in my beard. I'm happy with that. And I'm not gaining weight. I'm sitting in that 209 to 210, maybe 211 some mornings is where I'm sitting at in body weight. So we're just kind of recomping at this weight. But recovery is good. I'm getting stronger. Like everything is improving, right? Everything's improving. I got 15 reps on my rows. And this is my 225. I have people who are looking at some of the stuff, they're not looking close to the plates. I get it, it's hard to tell on the rows, but watch my pull-ups. You guys have seen me row sets of 10 with 250 before, so it's from the front view with the other plates. So this is not a stretch. And I think that's where it's like, this is not something that you would think is out of reach for me. So it's just silly. But definitely the benching, if people aren't looking at guys, that's 135. They're rogue plates, they're 1 inch thick. Rogue calibrated plates are 1 inch thick. But I digress. So it's just funny that I literally bought these plates so that no one could accuse me of fake weights, and it still happens. I literally spent significant sums of money on all these calibrated plates just to avoid those problems, and it still happens. So what do you do? It's not like I don't have competition numbers in my last meet. All right. So back over to the point, 15s. All right. We're gotten stronger on those. Incline bench is still a little tough, but I'm trying to really rep it out. I could probably still do 5 with 245 if I needed to. But I'm trying to do a bunch of rep work. I'm trying to, again, not beat my joints up. Let's just focus on progressive overload with rep work. So my incline, I'm able to get 10. I managed to get 11 on the next one, so 185. I was hoping I'd get 12s today on this. So I want to just build up with higher reps on this for a bit. A lot of times I like to come in and start inclining really heavy, but I want to focus on just quality reps and building muscle and progress on the rep work. Build that upper chest, build the triceps, all the pressing muscles. But this is just real chill. It's funny, I had someone come in already that was like, you're like pushing your butt way off the bench. I'm like, I don't have a choice. Like, look at when I sit up. I don't have the things. My feet are on the floor. So I can't really sit in this any different than I'm doing. Right? So I don't understand why people say that. I don't know what they expect me to do different. Okay? You know. But it's not like my butt leaves contact with the bench, so it's just kind of silly. But I just do what I can, right? I'm literally doing what I can. I'm not trying to arch or anything, but I'm going to have some arch because of the size of my lats. But incline, man, the chest lights up on these for me. So doing all this pause work with a fairly wide grip, my upper chest feels like it's almost going to rip off the bone. Like the stretch is absolutely intense. All right, pull-ups. I've been working with the lighter weight and just focusing on quality. I'm trying to get that dead hang every rep. I'm just taking it like just outside of shoulder width or right at shoulder width. Just kind of use my arms to gauge that. These are feeling good. Like I got just a 10, I'm just using a 10-pound plate. Instead of trying to go really heavy with a 45, I'm just focusing on quality reps. I got 12 on the first set. We got 13 on the next. And again, I'm happy with this. After the rows, it's not like I'm doing these fresh. I did the 6 reps with 500 on a deadlift. Then we did all those 15 rep sets on the rows. So I'm going to this with a fatigue back. So all things considered, I'm pretty happy. And they felt really good. So I feel a lot of bicep on pull-ups. Kind of a point I've made with that. When I do tons and tons of curls, it's not like my arms get any bigger from it. So I'm just going to focus on all my pulling, make sure that my shoulder heals, make sure that long head of the bicep heals. We're just going to do overhand grip pulling, maybe some banded curls, right? And then I'm going to focus on just triceps as far as arms go. And just do that and not worry about it a whole lot. I'm not going to worry about it. But again, PR in these as far as these recent training goes, so I'm happy with that. And then overhead press. I decided to work with the bar today. As you guys know, the struggle has been getting to a lockout again. I don't have the range of motion, but I'm like, I've got to overhead press. I'm going to do the dead hang pull-ups, and I'm going to just do that to continue to do it. I've had to stop some of the other mobility work I was messing with. It was just causing my shoulders to click more. They felt like they were trying to open up, but they weren't. So it's like, let's just use weightlifting. How about we just do the pull-ups with a nice shoulder width grip, very similar to what I'm going to overhead. And I decided just to take the empty bar and just try to get to 10 reps. And they're very uncomfortable still. But I feel like I need to start somewhere with it. And if I have to work with the empty bar to get that range of motion restored so that I can get back to, I want a 225 strict press again. I hit that quite a few years ago. We're talking like 6-7 years now. So we're back to the best lifts I've hit on extensions. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit of tricep work. This will be my one One thing I do isolate, and I don't think for someone who needs bigger arms in general, I think isolating triceps probably reasonable. We do a lot of pressing. I get a tremendous burn and pump in my triceps on the high rep benching, not the heavier benching, not on the incline. The incline and the 315 bench, it feels like chest. The high rep though, I do feel a lot of tricep burn. But I'm like, let's go in and push these extensions. So I'm trying to just do reps on these. And I got up to where this used to be my 10 rep max. And I quit doing these for a week or two, but I'm going to work them back in. And I got up to where I could do 15 reps with this. So I got 2 sets of 15 with that today. So after doing all that pressing, especially considering that 225 bench, I'll live with this. I'm happy with this to get 15s again. Because last time I came and did these over a week ago, I got like 15 and 13. I couldn't replicate it. Today I got 15 on both sets. My triceps were absolutely destroyed though. Like after this, my triceps, they were just done. You know, it's kind of like stimulate, don't annihilate. They felt annihilated. I think especially because of that high rep benching, right? These sets just torched them. Like my triceps didn't have anything left. In fact, I did 1 set of band press downs just to get blood flow in the tendons. I got like half the reps I normally get. I couldn't get anywhere with it, you know, so it's like, but I did a bunch of bands yesterday, and one of the sets I got 50 plus reps. I got about 25, 26, and my triceps wouldn't go anymore. Like I had to do rest pause to get those reps. So my triceps were completely done. So we're going to call it a week. I'm really super happy with today's workout. The numbers were fantastic. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.